Who have you seen enter here in my absence? Who could he be?
I have seen no one, Lord, but you know I am generally here when you call.
My apologies, old friend. I meant no blame for you. But this cobweb vexes me at every turn. He seems to taunt me. All these long decades of silence, and now he is active again. His black heart set on destroying the test. He is like a shadow. So often over the long years, he has left his traces about the temple like an incontinent hag, yet no one has once seen him.
I assure you, Lord, if I catch him, I will claw out his eyes and bring them to you to adorn your robes.
I know it, and I applaud your idea. It is no more than he deserves. But if you ever do catch him, be sure to leave him alive. I would like very much to know who his masters beyond the temple are. I suspect the Priory have their leprous hand in this. How dare he interfere with the test, as if it has not been corrupted enough? How dare he invade the privacy of my personal diary?
Calm yourself, Lord. He will trip himself in time. For now, what can we do to lessen the damage?
As we move through the temple ourselves, we must stay one step ahead of the remaining thieves and search for all the possible places in which this treacherous animal may have left the stolen pages. We must also search for other kinds of damage he may have caused. He may even have disabled some of the precious impedimenta. The balance of the test is so fine. So little, and our 80 long years of toil would be for nothing.
What can his motive be? Perhaps he serves a demon.
Yes, the demon of greed. Or the one which controls the Priory. Nothing more sinister, I feel sure. We'd best begin to search out his damage.
You thief! You stop where you are! I warn you, I have no faith in Tobias's dreams. What are you doing here? If you're seeking the Grailstone in the dock, you are going the wrong way. I knew that greedy maggot Edgar would trade us all in secret to save himself. Which way is the dock, good sir? Straight downward to hell!
Ah, you are conscious. I must apologize for the behavior of my fellow guardian. The, atmosphere of the temple has distorted Tallum's clarity of thought to some extent. You are in the Grand Library. This is my home. I am Tobias de Treese, the leader of those remnants of the 12 Guardians charged to protect the Grail. Ah, you mean this? I've been puzzling over its workings.
You thief! You stop where you are! I warn you, I have no faith in Tobias's dreams. Neither have I, so there's no time in goring you.
Welcome, thief. Do not be alarmed. Let us speak. I am Edgar, and before you ask, I am no lapdog of Tobias. Perhaps the only one sane enough not to be. I want to talk about forming an alliance with you. I hold no interest in Tobias or his wild imaginings. It seems to me we can help each other. I can help you reach the Grail, and you can help me in similar ways. I think I've lived long enough to be able to reason that once you have the Grail, you will leave the temple and forget all about me. As I said, you can help me in similar ways. But you must help me first. I propose a little test of the spirit and sense of honor of a new partner. There is an area of the temple into which we Guardians can no longer enter. It is the old dock. In the long years under the influence of this place, our eyes have become so accustomed to the dark that entering any place that has bright light causes us unbearable agony. There is a chest that was put in that area that contains personal effects very dear to my heart. I haven't seen these things in decades. Excellent! I will meet you in the minehead by the double doors to the dock. Please, before you go, is there anything else you feel you would like to know? Me? I am outraged that I seem to be the only knight who can see through both Tobias and Malik. I was waiting for a time when the others would see sense and stop following one or the other of them like sheep. I am a loyal man to any who gives his loyalty to me, but those two were only interested in their own ends. I once believed him to be a great man, possessed of a humility deeper than any I had seen. But over the long decades, I suspect his holy charge and status as the leader of the Guardians have been responsible for twisting his mind to the sin of pride. He was once Tobias's second-in-command. He was the instigator of the rift between the knights. In this, he was right, but later, the burden of the responsibility and the presence of the Grail drove him to acts of insane evil. He is the only knight to have escaped the temple and survived. He was an astonishing and frightening man. The Priere. They were a sister order to the Templars. I never had anything to do with them, but there was once an attempt made by them to steal the Grail. I have to leave you a moment. One of your less cooperative rivals requires my attention.
Hear the voice of Baphomet. The gateway into Eternus has been opened as foretold. All the seals that herald the new dawn of mankind are broken, the rites fulfilled. The holy thieves are within. The allotted time of waiting has drawn to a close. The entrance must once again be filled with stone and sand and blocked, this time for all eternity. Even the holy place in which you stand, where you too can feel the weight of our charge upon time itself, must be barred and sealed forever, for it and all Eternus may soon be flooded. The long wait is almost at an end, my sons. The purpose of this place will soon be fulfilled. This is the last time I will ever speak to you. A good performance, my friend?
As good as any mama, my lord. Perhaps you missed your calling.
Yes, I must admit that unburdened life would have suited me well. I could have long been uncaring dust.
But, my lord, a doubt vexes me. How can you be sure the true thief has entered the temple? What a tragedy it would be if he were to be shut out.
Lurker. You have seen their aspect. You know from this the vision is truth. The exact number of days was burned into my mind along with every other detail. Destiny will unravel no matter what our actions.
But what if none of these thieves succeeds?
Have faith, my friend. It is becoming clear to me that the vision was possessed of subtleties I had never before noticed.